Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event tonight and have some really fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Karis, and I will be your facilitator. And so before we get started, I have just a few housekeeping items. The first one, you've probably already noticed that your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can, however, use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure that you're checking out the schedule on the website. And then finally, this presentation is being recorded and will be available to you at strivescan.com/Texas. That's everything that I have, and so I will go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter and institution, which is Arizona State University.
Thank you. I'll get my presentation up here. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. My name is Bailey Hayes. I am one of our Texas regional coordinators. I am regionally located in Austin, Texas. I work with about half the state of Texas applying to ASU for their first year in college. So to kind of get us started, we are a large public research institution in the Phoenix metropolitan area. One of the unique things about Arizona State is that we are one university in many locations. So we actually have 4 different campuses in the Phoenix metro, all of which you guys are seeing on the screen right now. To give you a little more information about each of the campuses, first starting with our downtown Phoenix campus. This campus is located in downtown Phoenix. It is a medium-sized campus with about 11,000 students overall. The types of majors you'll find on the downtown campus are going to have a public purpose. So you will find programs like criminal justice, criminology, nursing, as well as journalism. The reason these programs are housed on the downtown campus is because anything these students will need as far as like internships, job opportunities, they're going to be right within walking distance of the downtown Phoenix location. Next, we have the Tempe campus. When you're thinking about ASU, this is probably the campus that comes to mind. This is going to give you that large hustle and bustle kind of college town feel. There's about 52,000 students on our Tempe location. Wide variety of programs offered there. We have everything from sustainability to design and arts, business, engineering, education. It's also where our performing arts facilities are, as well as our Sun Devil athletic complexes. Certainly things that students from any of our campuses can participate in. Next, we have the Polytechnic Campus, which is located in East Mesa. The types of programs you'll find on the Polytechnic Campus are going to have a hands-on project-based learning component associated with them. For example, you'll find our mechanical engineering program, our robotics program, all of our aviation programs, including our professional flight program, are all at the Polytechnic Campus. A little bit smaller than Tempe, it has about 6,000 students overall. And then finally, we have the West Campus, which is located in Glendale, Arizona. The West Campus is going to give students kind of like a small liberal arts type of feeling, but with the backing of a major research public institution. So it's kind of like having the best of both worlds. The West Campus has about 5,000 students on it. Some of our more popular programs would be like forensic science, forensic psychology, but most of our programs out there are going to have an interdisciplinary approach. So kind of the way it works is when you apply to ASU, you will pick a major, and then much of which campus you're based on is going to be based on the major that you're selecting. We currently offer about 350 different programs, so we have a wide variety of opportunities for students. If you're selecting a major that's offered on more than one location, you then just have the opportunity to select what kind of college experience you're wanting to have. We also have an inter-campus shuttle, which makes traveling around the metro something that's pretty easy for our students to do if you're looking to have a multi-campus experience. Once you get to the university, there's going to be so many different ways you can really customize your experience. We have over 1,100 clubs and organizations, whether you're looking for academic-based clubs and orgs or social-based clubs and orgs. We have residential colleges. Residential colleges is how we house our students. So you actually live with other students who are in your same academic college, which is one of the ways we're able to take what is big ASU and immediately make it feel a lot smaller. Another really great way to consider customizing your experience is by applying to Barrett, which is our honors college at the university, recently named the golden standard of honors colleges by the New York Times. Barrett is a separate application. It's an umbrella college available on each of our 4 locations in the Phoenix metro. Becoming a Sun Devil, our applications, we have one on our website. We're on the Common App as well as the Coalition app. The application itself will probably take you about 20 minutes. It's going to be basic demographic information. Who are you? Where are you coming from? What do you want to study at ASU? So there are no essays or letters of recommendation in the application process. All admission decisions are based strictly on academics. We are test optional, so if you've not had the opportunity to take the ACT or SAT, that is okay. If you have had the opportunity to take the ACT or SAT, you can certainly submit those to us as well. This year, we are also test optional when it comes to merit-based scholarships. All first-year students will automatically be considered for a merit-based scholarship upon submitting their application to the university. For out-of-state students, that is going to range between $7,000 up to $15,500 a year, and those scholarships are renewable for 4 consecutive years. Again, this is an automatic process. In addition to those merit-based scholarships, you'll gain access to our scholarship portal once you submit your application to the university as well, which is where you'll be able to apply for all the competitive scholarships that ASU has to offer, all of which will be stackable on top of the merit award. We also are back in full swing on campus. So if you've not had the opportunity to come out and take a tour, we offer tours Monday through Friday year round. So really anytime you have the opportunity to come out and visit, we want you to come out and tour the campus. For those of you who don't have the opportunity to actually come to Arizona, we have a bunch of great live virtual hosted experience sessions that you can sign up for on our visits website, as well as on-demand virtual tours of the campus as well. I'd say really the best way to know if ASU really feels like a good fit is getting on campus or checking out these virtual information sessions that we have to offer. This is my contact information. Again, I work with students who are coming from the state of Texas to ASU. So for most of you guys, I'm going to be your main point of contact. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. I also have a Calendly link that I will pop into the chat if anybody wants to set up a one-on-one Zoom. I'm happy to meet with you outside of this as well. So that is the conclusion of my slides. Thanks so much.
All right, we will keep things going with Colorado Mesa University.
Let me just pull it up here. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Priscilla Rain. I'm an admissions counselor with Colorado Mesa University. If you are not familiar with where Colorado Mesa is located, we are located in Grand Junction, Colorado, which is just 4 hours west of Denver and 20 minutes from the border of Utah. We are in the deserty part of Colorado, so that means in the summertime it's super, super hot, but in the wintertime it's perfect as we don't experience those harsh winter weathers like the rest of Colorado. We serve 11,000 students, so we are considered a mid-sized school, serving 33 countries and 49 states with 118 majors ranging from your certificate all the way to your doctorate levels. So with 118 majors, 76 areas of concentration and 51 minors, there's lots and lots of opportunities for you guys to mix and match if you're not wanting, you're not certain as what you're wanting to go with. If you want to double major, major minor, there's definitely lots of opportunities for that. Top 6 majors are nursing, business, criminal justice, mechanical engineering, exercise science, and biology. We also have an awesome partnership with CU Boulder within our engineering program. We also have a technical and career side to our university called Western Colorado Community College. So this is for students who don't really care for that 4-year degree. They just want to get an associate's or a professional degree and get it straight into the workforce. This is the perfect campus for that. Perks of that is you still get to live on campus. You still have access to resources that 4-year students have access to. You can play sports and join clubs and organizations. So getting that community college like education as far as whether you're there for a professional certificate or an associate's, all while experiencing the university full lifestyle. We're not a research institute, so what that means is students will never be taught by TAs, always with professors. Our average class size is 1 to 19. Once you get into your major core classes, you're looking at no more than 20 students per classroom. So that's pretty cool. And with 89% of our classes have less than 40 students in them. As a Texas from student, you will not, I'm sorry, as a student from Texas, you will not be paying any out-of-state tuition. What you will be paying is our Mountains and Plains tuition discount program. What that means again is you pay this rate here instead of the out-of-state rate, saving you almost $10,000 in tuition a year. Only requirement is a 2.5 GPA or higher upon admission, and you automatically be awarded. So total cost of attendance, you're looking at about $26,000 total cost a year. Some ways to offset that cost is we have renewable merit scholarships that you can qualify to upon admission. So just like our tuition discount program, you do not have to apply to this separately. You're being awarded upon admission as long as you meet any 2 out of 3 criteria here. So what we look at is your SAT or ACT, GPA, and class ranking. So please keep in mind that we are test optional for class of 2022 and class of 2023, although we still encourage you to take the SAT or ACT. That way we can consider you for a merit scholarship, because in the case that you don't meet the class ranking, that's when we can fall back on those test scores. As you can see, the highest value is distinguished scholarship of $6,000 a year, and that covers almost half of your costs at CMU. As far as the tuition costs. So these are definitely stackable, so you can stack other scholarships on top of our merit. All right, and if you are a senior and you are ready to start the application process, you can do so directly on our website at coloradomesa.edu/apply. All we will need to complete your application is your official high school transcript sent directly to us from your high school registrar's office or your counselor. We are test optional for admission purposes, so we don't require your test scores, optional essay and letters of recommendation as well. So our application is super accessible, super easy. It takes no more than 20 minutes to complete. Please use promo code #NewMavs to waive the application fee. We are also on the common application, so if that is more convenient for you, go ahead and add us on there. And we have rolling admission. So what that means is we do not have a deadline to our application process. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly to us. I will drop down contact information in the chat feature. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, and next up we have Fort Lewis College.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for everyone who's attending today. My name is Alexa, and I am one of the senior admission counselors here at Fort Lewis. I live in Durango, Colorado, but I oversee all of our Texas students, and I'm actually originally from Texas as well. I'm from Arlington, Texas, for any of y'all that are also from there. So let's start off with talking about where Fort Lewis is located. So we are located in Durango, Colorado. So that's the southwest corner of Colorado. A lot of students, especially from Texas, ask how close is that to Denver? We're about a 6.5 to a 7-hour drive from Denver. So we're not close to Denver at all. We're actually really close to the 4 corner states. So we're close to Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. So if you think of Moab, Utah, where that Arches National Park is, that's around 2.5 hours from us. Grand Canyon in Arizona is around 5.5 hours from us. So we're really close to that 4 corner area. Durango itself is a small mountain town as well. It's around 18,000 is the student population, is the city population, and we have a ton of different amenities. We're really into hiking, biking, skiing, kayaking, have over 300 hiking, biking trails within 30-mile radius as well, which is awesome. A little bit about Fort Lewis in itself. We're a pretty small school, so we're about 3,400 students total. We sit at about 6,800 feet in elevation as well. So for all of you Texans who are thinking to visit Colorado, we would love to see you. But please drink lots of water and don't hike at 14 or your first day here. Please don't do that. Just take some time to acclimate because we are up high there in elevation. We have around 45 states represented, around 57 students are identified students of color. We also have 185 Native American and Alaska Native tribes represented, and about 16 countries as well. So although we're small, we're a pretty diverse campus. So as a student, you're gonna meet people from not only all over the country, all different backgrounds, all different cultures, but also all over the world, just on our tiny campus right here on the Mesa. Now, moving on to some of our different areas of study. So we have over 55 different majors, 45 minors, 6 certificates. So there's a lot to choose from. But luckily, we don't expect you to have your life planned out at the age of 17, 18 years old. So if you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life, that's okay. The majority of us don't. And so it's okay to come in as undeclared, or if you need to change your major as well. But these are some of our different areas of study. We have everything from the STEMs, arts and humanities, business, and education as well. Now, what makes our academics unique is what we call experiential learning. So that's hands-on learning. We're firm believers and there's only so much you can learn in a lecture-based classroom. So at Fort Lewis, your average size for your classroom is going to be around 19 to 20. So it's really small classes. And also you get to go on these adventures outside of your classroom. So for instance, this photo is one of our engineering students who was able to build solar panels with a majority of our other engineering students, and they installed them on the Navajo Nation during spring break a couple of years ago, which was awesome. So those are just a few of the examples of some of those hands-on opportunities you'll get here at Fort Lewis. Let's transition into talking a little bit about the social side as well. So obviously academics is important, but also the social side of college is very important as well. It's good that you find a community so that you feel that this is your home away from home. So we have over 60 clubs and organizations to be a part of at Fort Lewis. We're also a Division II school. So if you want to compete in athletics, we do have varsity level for that. And we're also a pretty awesome cycling program. We're number 2 right now, right after CMU. And so we're really great. We really love cycling as well. Now let's transition to talking about some of the different ways that you can apply to Fort Lewis. So at Fort Lewis, we have an application you can access in 2 different ways. One way is through our website, and another way is through the Common App as well. So in terms of the admission process, we require a high school transcript, and it can be an unofficial copy. You can actually just upload it to your application portal. And then we are test optional, so we don't require the ACT or SAT, but you're welcome to submit that as well. And usually it's $40 to apply, but for all of our visitors and you that are watching right now, I'm actually going to send you a fee waiver code, so it will be free for you as well. So the admission process is pretty straightforward for us. Now, in terms of some of the ways that you can save at Fort Lewis, we have some pretty phenomenal merit-based scholarships that range for your GPA. We'll take weighted or unweighted GPA, starts at a 3.0, goes all the way to a 4.0. And as you can see, for our out-of-state students, it ranges from $6,000 all the way to $10,000. So to give you a frame of reference, our out-of-state tuition without scholarships is around $17,000. Let's say you get the presidential, that's going to reduce you down to around $7,000 for your tuition. And again, that is for all of those different tuitions, all of those different scholarships reduced tuition. Okay. Now, some other ways to save at Fort Lewis, a couple of unique ways to save is one, we do have our Native American tuition waiver, which means any student that qualifies for the Native American tuition waiver, we actually waive your tuition at Fort Lewis. So your tuition goes down to $0 and you're never responsible for paying for tuition at Fort Lewis. So that's one unique opportunity. If you think you might qualify for that, or if you want more information about it, just let me know, put it in that Q&A, okay? And last but not least, these are all the ways to visit beautiful Durango, Colorado. So we do have an airport. So if you wanted to fly, as I told you, I'm originally from Texas. So we do have direct flights if you're in the DSW area or the Houston area, or if you're in the Austin or any of those other parts, you'll just have one small connecting flight, probably in one of those main areas, but you can fly directly in Durango, or you can do that drive as well. It's not that bad of a drive, 13 hours, right? Not that bad. But we have a ton of ways to see campus in person, and we also have some virtual options as well. So definitely check us out. We would love to host you on campus. This is my information. I'll pop it in the chat as well, but if you have questions, as I mentioned, I am the admission counselor for the whole state of Texas, so I'm your girl. If you have questions, just let me know. Thanks so much.
Next up, we have the University of Arizona.
Hello, my name is Quinn Moorer, and I am the Texas-based regional recruiter for the University of Arizona. I live in Austin, and I work with families and students in all of Texas except for El Paso, which is the closest Texas city to our campus. So I am excited to talk to you about where your dreams will take you at the University of Arizona. We have 36,000 undergraduate students on our campus. That is about 1 square mile. We are the first university in Arizona, and about 38% of our students are out of state, just like you. We're also a Hispanic serving institution by designation, meaning that at least 25% of our students come from Hispanic or Latin backgrounds. We are proud to have been named a top 10 university in the West, as well as a top 20 public research institution. So to start things off, I want to give a quick intro about our location in Tucson, which is the second largest city in the state. It is warm and sunny year-round in Tucson, and just about 2.5 miles from our campus is downtown Tucson, where it's a hub for food and culture. Tucson is also really known for its outdoor recreation, the hiking and the biking, similar to how you've been hearing from some of the other schools in Colorado. We have that in our southern desert part of Arizona. Academically, we have more than 300 majors that are housed in the colleges on the screen right now. Because we have so many options, our average class size is 20 to 29 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. To highlight a few of our majors, the two largest colleges are the College of Science and the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Then our Eller College of Management is currently ranked number 20 for public undergraduate business programs. And in our College of Engineering, there are 16 engineering specialty majors. There is always something to do on campus, and school pride is an energy that you will feel throughout our environment. And it's not just something that we save for athletics. Our Wildcats start making friends, spending their free time, building their resume as soon as they get to campus by joining a few of our over 600 clubs and organizations. Every year, students also produce campus events like the Spring Fling Carnival, also the Pep Rally that's pictured on the screen right now, as well as the Bear Down Music Festival. To support you both in and out of the classroom, our Student Success District is the centralized home of our support services. To shout out a couple of these, the A Center provides academic advising for students who have an undeclared major, and that is actually the second most popular major for our incoming first-year students. There are pre-law advisors in the A Center, as well as pre-health professions advising here too. Since about 30% of our undergrads are the first generation in their family to go to college, we have our First Cats, which supports first generation college students through graduation and beyond. And finally, Think Tank is all of our tutoring and academic support programs under one roof. Now, to help make your home in Tucson, we have 23 dorms on campus, which includes 10 living learning communities. The priority deadline to apply for campus housing is May 1st, and the earlier you submit your campus housing application, the more choices you'll have for rooms and potential roommates. So talking about admission, your self-reported high school transcript is the most important part of your application. We're specifically looking for these 16 core courses, and we will recalculate your GPA on an unweighted 4.0 scale, and then use this GPA for admission and scholarship purposes. Speaking of scholarships, all you need to do is submit a complete application to be considered for our largest merit awards. This is the scholarship awarding chart that we are currently using for seniors that are applying for the fall of 2022. For reference, out-of-state tuition for students who are not residents of Arizona is currently about $37,000. Now, some of this information you'll hear me go over about our application is going to sound pretty similar to what Bailey was talking about with Arizona State. We are test optional. Submitting the application only takes about 30 minutes. We have it on our website. We're also part of the Common Application and the Coalition application. There's no required essay or letter of recommendation. We have rolling admission, so once you submit your application, you'll get your decision in about 2 or 3 weeks. And to help eliminate some of the stress in the application process, we do have an assured admissions policy where you're guaranteed to be admitted if you rank in the top 25% of your graduating class, or if you have an unweighted GPA of 3.0 or higher in those core academic requirements. If you don't meet that criteria, don't worry. We do have a comprehensive review of all of our applicants where we're looking at all your materials, and I would encourage you to submit those optional items like test scores and the optional personal statement. I hope you'll be able to visit our campus either in person or online. We are offering in-person campus tours and tours of our different colleges. If you prefer to visit from the comfort of your home, we have a virtual campus tour and live webinar sessions, as well as on-demand sessions. And you can find all these options at arizona.edu/visit. Again, my name is Quinn Moorer, and my contact information is on the screen, or this QR code will take you to our recruiter contact page, and you can find me there as well. Thank you, and bear down.
All right, we've got two more institutions here to present with us tonight, with the next one being the University of Denver.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. My name is Wahab Carter, and I serve as a Southwest Regional Director for the University of Denver. And I actually am a regional in that I live in Katy, Texas. So we're excited to have you join us and learn more about the University of Denver. I would say University of Denver is a great institution dedicated to the public good, but we also love our location. So it's a unique location that is kind of the best of both worlds, and that you're in an urban setting, you're close to a big city, and we also have 6 mountains that's within a 90-mile radius of DU's campus. So there's truly a lot to do both off campus as well as on campus for students to take advantage of. So when you think about the University of Denver in terms of opportunities, just know that we focus on many different forms of diversity. So just know that 70% of our students that attend DU are from out of state, but we also focus on many other different forms of diversity in terms of students of color, first generation, geographical diversity, diversity in terms of students around the world, but we also focus on social economic diversity, religious points of views, political points of views, gender, sex orientation, and preference. So our belief is that we truly believe in inclusive excellence, and that we believe each and every individual has something unique to contribute and bring to the University of Denver's campus. Now, what's different than DU perhaps than other schools is that we actually go by the quarter system. So instead of the traditional 2 15-week semesters, we actually have 3 10-week periods in which you will be attending classes at the University of Denver. And the most eye-opening aspect of this is that between the fall and winter quarter, yes, you see that correctly, we actually have what we call our 6-week winter break. So students will have 6 weeks off from school, and they'll be able to hit the ground running at the beginning of the winter quarter, which starts January 3rd. But hopefully that gives you somewhat of an idea of what the academic calendar system looks like at the University of Denver. We are a liberal arts university, so what that means, there's a lot of flexibility within the curriculum. I attended the University of Denver. I received a degree in communication as well as a minor in psychology. So there are a tremendous amount of programs and diverse programs that you can pick and choose from, and you can mix and match. Typically our students not only major, but a lot of them actually double minor. So it just once again lets you know that there's a lot of flexibility within the curriculum, and you have time. The majority of our students won't typically declare their major until their junior year. So it's really that maturation process, and you figure out what it is you're truly passionate about. We don't expect you to know that freshman, sophomore year. So just know that you have time in that capacity. We also love the fact that we support our students. You're really going to be embraced with a sense of community. It's important that we're a teaching-based institution, and that close to 99% of your classes are actually taught by actual professors. And then our average class size is around 21 students, with the student-to-faculty ratio being about 11 to 1. So I think that's important. And you're going to have a ton of academic and support. One of the programs we're known for actually around the country is our Learning Effectiveness Program, which is geared towards students who are diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, dysgraphia. So those are just one of the examples of the resources that we have at the university. Another thing that we're known for is studying abroad. 3 out of every 4 students is able to study abroad. We have articulation agreements with over 150 programs worldwide, so students are able to study abroad, and we take care of the room and board, taxes and fees, and we even pay for their flights in most instances. So each given year, we probably spend about $10 million a year annually on funding opportunities for students to study abroad in pretty much every continent, with the exception of Antarctica. Hopefully you aren't upset about that, but hopefully that just lets you know if students want that global perspective, they're definitely going to have that opportunity. We do have a 2-year living requirement. So these are some of the residence halls that students have access to, with the Damone Family Residence Halls being brand new this year. So just know that we have living learning communities that's part of the living learning options for you as an incoming freshman. And we do have the capacity to accommodate students who live on campus for all 4 years of their enrollment. And we also have our own light rail. So University of Denver has a light rail. You can literally fly into Denver International Airport, hop on a light rail, and it takes you to University of Denver's campus. And we have a ton of shopping as well as a ton of eating areas, including the first ever Chipotle is on the University of Denver's campus. I don't know, that was a wow factor for me coming from Oklahoma. But as far as student activities and wellness, the key is that students can have school spirit. You're gonna have opportunities to get involved and truly find your niche, and that we have a ton of different organizations that you can partake in. And number one, be part of something, but also be okay with stepping outside your comfort zone. And health and mental health and physical health is very important. So we have a ton of resources in terms of our health and counseling center that you're going to be aware of. So as far as the application timeline and checklist, we have 2 specific deadlines: early action, which is November 1st, and then regular decision, which is January 15th. You see the various different checklists. We are test optional, so we're a test optional institution, but this is a checklist in regards to when you would need to apply to University of Denver, and we are exclusively Common App school. So as far as cost of attendance, we are a private university, so in-state or out-of-state does cost the same with room and board, tuition, and fees. We encourage students to apply for need-based aid by filling out the FAFSA as well as CSS profile. And then as far as merit-based aid, when your child or son or daughter applies to University of Denver, we automatically will consider them for merit-based aid. And so this gives you an idea of the middle 50% ranges for accepted students. We do super score, and then we also take the weighted 4.0 GPA scale off the transcript. And so depending on how competitive you are in that sense, will merit what type of merit-based scholarship you will receive. And you see the various different ranges below. And one thing we always like to focus on is what's the return of investment? So I know we prepare our students for the future with our Burwell Academic and Career Resource Center. Actually, the building just opened up this past year, and that almost 3 out of every 4, a little over 80% of our students do some form of internship. Graduation rate is very important, and within 6 months of graduating from the University of Denver, 91% of our students either have a full-time job or they're in graduate school. So that's all the information we have for now, but I will drop my email address in the chat box, and if you have any questions, feel free to use me as a resource, and I'm happy to help.
All right, and we will close out the night with our final institution, which is Western College University.
All right, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us from Texas this evening. My name is Megan Tracy, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions and Recruitment for Western Colorado University. Western is located in beautiful Gunnison, Colorado. We are just 3.5 hours southwest of Denver in the mountains. If you've heard of world-class Crested Butte Mountain Resort, we're just 30 minutes away. So you can quite literally start your day in the classroom or in the lab and quickly be on the slopes by the end of the day. So we are surrounded by a lot of unique outdoor adventure opportunities for you. So 2 million acres of public land, 750 miles of single track. We also are home to the largest body of water in Colorado, Blue Mesa Reservoir. So this is not only great if you enjoy the outdoors for skiing, hiking, camping, fishing, snowboarding, you name it, but also this provides a backyard laboratory for our academic programs. So if you are studying wildlife biology and conservation, you can step outside and you're in the field, for example. So it really allows our students to learn by doing through experiential learning versus being just in the classroom learning through a lecture. We have over 100 academic programs and majors to choose from, and it is totally okay, like some of my other colleagues mentioned, if you are not sure what you want to do when you first arrive at Western. We have a fantastic exploratory program and advising that helps with that process for you and helps provide a structure for that. Some of our largest programs are in business administration, biology, recreation and outdoor education, environment and sustainability, and exercise and sports science. At Western, you're never just an anonymous face in the crowd. You have an average class size of 16, and that includes your first year on campus. So your professors know you, know your name, who you are, and are there to support you through things like open office hours. I spoke with my colleague the other day, and she mentioned when she was a student at Western, she babysat for her professors, watched their dogs, and would, hit the slopes with them or go, mountain biking with them. So you really have a tight-knit community, not only with your fellow classmates, but also with your professors. And most of your classes are taught by full-time faculty, not by TAs. And about 75% of our professors have terminal degrees or the highest degrees possible in their field. We want to make sure that our students are supported holistically on campus. And so we have some fantastic student success services ranging from free tutoring centers with our writing and math centers, our EPIC mentors, which every incoming student is paired with an EPIC mentor. So before you start on campus, you already have somebody who is a built-in buddy who can help students get connected with resources on campus. So we usually do a Rockies game before the start of the semester where you actually get to meet your EPIC mentor. Multicultural Center is fantastic. It's a great space on campus for students to hang out. And we have 6 sub-clubs within Multicultural Center. I really enjoy the center because they put on a lot of events with fantastic food. The Career Center is fantastic as well. So you are actually paired up with a program and a platform called Handshake, kind of like college, LinkedIn, and we'll introduce you to potential internships and employers. So really holistic support on our campus. With that small, tight-knit community, it's very hard for students to fall between the cracks without somebody noticing and picking you back up. We have something for everyone with our 50 clubs and organizations. Everything is started by our students. So if you hop on our website and feel like something's missing, you're welcome to start something new. In terms of athletics, we have NCAA Division II sports, club sports, our unique mountain sports program, and then if you want to try something new, of course, intramural sports. And it's really great to be an athlete on Western's campus because if you have to miss for a game or a meet or something, you're very well supported when you return and not falling behind. A lot of our students choose to study abroad with our over 140 partnerships across the world. They're built in a way where you can go for around the same cost as attending Western and transfer credits back so you can stay on track in your degree program. So at Western, we really have a high value for your education, definitely below the national average for tuition. And 80% of our students are receiving aid in the form of grants and or scholarships. So free money that you do not need to pay back. We participate with our Central Plains tuition discount program. So how this works is students are first considered for a merit-based scholarship between $8,000 and $10,000. And that's the biggest bang for your buck at Western. And if for some reason you aren't eligible, then you automatically get the Central Plains, which is valued at about $4,146 per year. And if you are getting the highest merit scholarship, though, that's bringing your total all-in state costs really close to, total all-in out-of-state costs really close to total all-in in-state costs. So it brings you just over $20,000 for all-in costs. And that's just the first scholarship that you're considered for. We also have our first generation scholarship. We have our common scholarship application. You can apply for a lot of different opportunities. And then of course, our departmental scholarships. We are on rolling admissions and you can apply either through the Common App or the Western specific application. And there is our fee waiver at the bottom there and our middle 50% range for you. Please come and visit us on campus. We would love to see you and love for you to be able to talk to students and experience Western firsthand. Again, my name is Megan. I'm happy to help you along the way, and I'm going to drop some resources in the chat. Hope you have a wonderful night.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being here, you all. And to kind of close out of our night, I have just one more question that I'm going to ask all of our presenters to go ahead and share their response to. And so if they could all go ahead and turn their cameras back on, their videos, all that good stuff. My final question for you all is, what is one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Yeah, so I will go first, Bailey from Arizona State. I hope that all students remember that we are #1 in the US for innovation. What we're doing at ASU is we're really trying to shake up what higher ed looks like, in that we are measuring our success, not by the number of students who we exclude, but rather the number of students who we're able to include and really how those students are able to succeed.
And Priscilla here from Colorado Mesa University. I would say what makes our institution unique is our career and technical side to our four-year university. It's a separate campus. Students that pursue associate's or professional certificate there are still required to live on our main campus, have access to resources that four-year university students have access to, and play sports and join clubs and organizations. So it's that, again, you're there only for a 2-year degree, but get that experience of a four-year university. So pretty cool.
Hello, Alexa from Fort Lewis here. I would say what's unique about our institution is our diversity in comparison to the size of our college. So although we're small in size, around 3,400 students, we have quite a diverse student population. 57% of our students are students of color, 185 Native American tribes, 16 countries, 46 states. So although we're small in our size, we're a very diverse population as well, which is super exciting.
For the University of Arizona, I hope that students will remember that we are big when it comes to the number of opportunities that we have, but small when it comes to class size and the ability to build relationships and create community. 80% of our classes have 50 students or less. We're also very flexible in terms of academics. So about half of our students change their major at least once before they graduate. And we often have students studying a major in one college and then another major or a minor in another college.
Perfect. I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of Quinn. I would say with the University of Denver, so my interactions with prospective students and even current students at the University of Denver, the one phrase or one word I always hear is community. So I would say with the University of Denver, we're known that students really feel that they're embraced with a sense of community. The fact that professors, faculty, and staff care about them. When you go in the classroom, they know you, you know them on a first name basis. They provide the necessary resources to really allow you to thrive and succeed both in as well as outside the classroom. So there's one thing about the University of Denver is that you're going to be embraced with a sense of community.
Hi, everyone. Megan from Western Colorado University. Thanks again for being here. What I'll leave you with about Western is that it's a place where you can really explore all of your passions. So we have students that are studying exercise and sport science, but they're also musicians. They're also having a role in the play. They're doing research. And so you don't have to be majoring in something to be involved in it. So it really allows, with our small size, for students to take advantage of all of the advertised opportunities, whether you're majoring in something or not. So for example, we even have a music scholarship available for students that are not even music majors. So a place you can explore everything that you're interested in.
Well, thank you so much, you all, for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick 5-question survey. And so we would appreciate really just any feedback you can provide about your experience here tonight. That is all that we have for you tonight. And so you will be able to find not only this session's recordings, but also all of the other recordings at strivescan.com/Texas. Thanks so much and have a great night. Bye-bye.